This will cause your doctor to be mad, but ask them a simple question. If they offer you a medication, ask them a question in return and say, Doc, if I take this medication, is this going to make me healthier? Simple question. And if the doctor says yes, he's lying. Okay, really. If you have a good doctor, the doctor will say, it's not going to make you healthier, but it will help to handle some of these symptoms. And you have the follow-up question, well, how long do I have to take this before I can come off it? You're not coming off it. It's always these follow-up questions, and it can cause an insecure doctor to be mad because you're challenging him and he's insecure with what he's doing. He's already knowing that he's lying with what he's doing, and you called him out on it.
My doctors out there, I have a lot of respect for you guys, but the way that most doctors are taught in Western medicine is pharmacology, which is based on a whole system that's stood up by petroleum, which is based up for monetary reasons, right? Like nothing was ever taught to address a root holistically in Western medicine because of the fact that it was based upon pharmacology. And so it goes into our conversation of quick fixes. But I will say this, I'll caveat this, is Western medicine, we are the premier place to treat trauma. We are phenomenal at it. Like I will say that. Like Western medicine is the best when it comes to trauma. I don't think anybody is really any better at it. But with this conversation, more talking about, here in 2024, leading people to healthier lives and trying to get them on a true path to health. What's your recommendation for kind of like, you get kind of assaulted if you depart from Western medicine in America or in probably even Europe and stuff. You get kind of assaulted. You get kind of excommunicated if you depart from Western medicine. How can you talk to people about this? I know it's kind of what you do, but how do we give people some answers to this? There's so many other questions I have, but let's just start here.
Well, let's just go super simple, right? You go to a medical doctor. They're going to do one of two things. They're going to offer one or two things: drugs or surgery. Mm-hmm. Outside that, you can't get pissed off going to a medical doctor and getting one of the two of those things, because that's exactly what you're going there for, right? It's like going to the gas station. You pump gas in your gas tank and you get mad because you got gas in your gas tank. That's what you were there for, right? Like, what did you expect was going to happen when you pulled the trigger?
Skittles in my gas tank,
right? Yeah, Skittles, sugar in the gas tank. Let's do it. See how that works out. Don't try that at home.
Don't try that.
But when it comes to these conversations, really, really quite simply, this will cause your doctor to be mad. But ask them a simple question. If they offer you a medication, ask them a question in return and say, Doc, if I take this medication, is this going to make me healthier? Simple question. Will this make me healthier? And if the doctor says yes, he's lying. Okay, really?
Yeah.
If you have a good doctor, the doctor will say, it's not going to make you healthier, but it will help to handle some of these symptoms.
Yeah.
Or if the doctor's like, I'm going to give you blood pressure medication to lower your blood pressure. And you have the follow-up question, well, how long do I have to take this before I can come off it? My blood pressure will stay down. You're not coming off it. It's going to constantly manage your blood pressure. Mm-hmm. So then ask, is this actually fixing the cause of why I have high blood pressure? Or is this just pushing it down to normal so I can survive? Right? It's always these follow-up questions, and it can cause an insecure doctor to be mad because you're challenging him and he's insecure with what he's doing. He's already knowing that he's lying with what he's doing, and you called him out on it. And a lot of doctors don't like to be called out on it. Now, I have doctors that I work with, and I'll kind of play with them a little bit too, where it's like I'll have patients that'll come to me and they're like, hey, I've got a doctor. I really love my doctor. I always hear, oh, he's a good Christian guy. I'm like, all right, whatever, cool. And we'll do cancer stuff. So we'll work with certain cancers. And I don't claim to cure anything. I fix the body, and as a byproduct of that, cancer tends to go away. And so the patients will be like, I'm not going to tell my doctor what we're doing. I'm like, all right, whatever. Just keep going for your checkups. We'll see your blood work. But let me know what your doctor says when they get the blood work back. I had a patient with non-Hodgkin's lymphoma we did this with. She was a young girl. And the doctor's like, how the hell is this possible? And she's like, what do you mean? And they're like, your numbers, everything's back to normal. Did you just stop treatment? How did you do this? Her hair was growing back, everything. She looked great. And the doctor's like, what the hell? And she's like, oh, well, I've been doing things naturally. And the doctors got caught in that. They're like, oh crap, I can't say it's not working because the blood work says it. And they're like, well, whatever you're doing, keep it up because it's working.
Yeah.
right? So it's fun to play with doctors that way. But really, the thing that I love to do is empower people into making their own decisions. Don't ever make rash decisions unless it is trauma care, right? Like I wouldn't be alive today if it wasn't for trauma care. I got jumped in 2009. I had a subdural hematoma. I was basically on my deathbed. They brought me back to life. So I'm grateful for that. But to think that those same people that are great with that are great at keeping you healthy, it's not true. They're good at keeping you alive for an extended period of time without actually addressing that true underlying cause. So empower yourself, be your own health advocate whenever it comes to your health. And so that way, when you go to the doctor, you have some form of an education that you're bringing to there to say, hey, I've got high blood pressure and I understand you're probably going to give me high blood pressure medication to lower it down. But what may have caused that? Like, what can I do to try to help to bring that back down to normal? Do I need to change my diet? Do I need to do this? Do I need to reduce stress? Do I need to work less? Do I need to sleep more? What is it? And that's how you're going to get those true results. And that's how you're going to have and find the best doctor you can.
Yeah, that's so good. And it's also like they're giving you, and you can elaborate on this more, but they're giving you stuff that really is kind of like raping your system and hormonally and, microbiome, your healthy gut flora, all those things. So typically when you go to Western medicine, you're going to get tossed pharmacology, right? The whole bucket. And then majority of that stuff, and I can't even say that there's anything that's exempt if it's coming from that, tears apart your hormonal and microbiome system, correct? Or we won't blanket statement. I won't blanket statement, but majority of it, correct? Like we can probably like lean. Yeah, I can't say that any pharmaceutical is really like in your best interest.
No, I mean, because there's a couple things. Again, going back to analogies, right? Like if you go over to your grandma's house or something and you see her medicine cabinet, it has like 20 different medications in there. Is your grandma healthy? Hell no. If she has 20 medications, no way. What if she doesn't have a single symptom? Is she healthy? Still, the answer is no. She's chemically regulated, right? And medications work because, like you said, they rape your body. They basically push you into submission. And every time you take a medication, I want you to verbalize yourself, what am I sacrificing taking this medication? Right? And if you don't think that there's a sacrifice, yes, there is, because there is a negative side effect that is attached to every single medication. So what if it's liver toxicity? Oh, great. I'm sacrificing my ability to be able to detox and repair and get rid of toxins. Are you serious? Or how about my hormones, right? Or you get a surgery. I just had a patient on Monday, had their gallbladder taken out 20 years ago. And a doctor never told them about taking bile salts or something else to help them to emulsify their fats and absorb it. He's got pain. He's got sciatic pain. He's got low testosterone. He's got all of this stuff that's going on because he can't break down and emulsify fats or absorb them. So with every single medication, and I think it's worse now than it ever has been.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't really watch commercials, but any that do pop on when I'm streaming here, it'll have like a 5 seconds worth of like, oh, I had this problem and I took blah, 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 blah. And then for like 5 minutes straight, it's people frolicking through the fields with like, this will cause your anal leakage and your head will explode and your arms will fall off and goodbye to your balls and you'll never have an erection again in your life. And you're like, what the hell? Those are the sacrifices that you have to be willing to take when you're taking these certain things. There are websites too, Mytavin, Mytavin, Mytavin.com. You can throw in just a normal medication and it will tell you what nutrients are also being robbed from your body.
Wow.
So when you're doing a hair and tissue mineral analysis, or you're like, hey, I'm low in magnesium. Well, why? Is there something that you're taking that's depleting your body of that particular nutrient, right? There's always a cause for the effect. You have to find it though.
I didn't know about that website that you can do that.
It's fun. It's really fun to play with.
I don't take pharmaceuticals, so it's a good thing. But
well, it's just like, I have patients coming in and they're like, why is this happening? I'm like, we'll pull this up together. We go over and I type their stuff and they're like, holy shit. I'm like, yeah, see, pretty easy.